What's going on, everybody? It is Jamie and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. We're about midway through March and I figured I'd give you some of what solds. We're going to do eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark this time. Let's get started. All right, so this is an Oilers jersey. You can see it's crossed out there. I accepted a best offer of $70 on this guy. Now, I think around New Year's, I was in Niagara Falls with my wife at this sports store, and they had all these jerseys on sale. I bought this for $19. We were actually just there on the weekend, and I bought all these ones. I'll show you. Oh, I just dropped one, actually, but what do we got right here? Senators. All these are all brand new with tags as well. Oh, this one's falling off of the rack. We got another Vancouver one. Dropping them everywhere. Calgary Flames, and down here, let me pick these up. So I dropped the Senators. Now these particular ones are all women's extra large Fanatics jerseys. Same thing, paid $19.99 for them. I dropped one more here too. What was this one? I think it was another Vancouver Fanatics jersey. So this one here though, Oilers jersey. Now I would have expected this probably was going to go somewhere in Canada. I was wrong. It actually, this one went to Australia, I believe, and it actually didn't cost me that much to ship. So I shipped it with Stallion Express. I charged them $15, and I think it cost me $12 to ship it all the way to Australia. It says within 3 to 6 business days, so we'll see. I'm just going to be dropping this off. When I'm filming this, it's Friday, so this will actually get dropped off in London at Stallion Express Monday morning, and hopefully it gets there by the end of the week. If not, just after. But pretty cool. You know, this is a nice jersey. This one is, these were all, the women's ones I just showed you are all blanks. This one is Ethan Bear. See if I can show you. It's got the little thing there. I must have, oh, there's the back, the second picture. Sorry about that. Yeah, Ethan Bear. I don't even know if this guy plays for the Oilers anymore. I don't follow hockey that much, to be honest. I'm more of a baseball guy, which if you've been watching the channel, I'm sure you know that. But yeah, pretty cool. 75 bucks, paid $19.99, so I essentially paid 20 bucks for this jersey. Next up is this Etsy sale. It's a vintage Yamaha double deck tape player. I think on the back here it shows the model. If you're ever wondering what the models are of these units, they're right here. This one is KXW262. So you just type that into eBay, sold completed, and you look to see how much it's worth. This was listed a little bit higher on Etsy, where it did wind up selling. Let me go back to the main photo here. It sold for $85 plus shipping. I believe this one stayed in Ontario as well, so it didn't cost too much to ship. I think it was like about a $15 deal to get this thing out the door. So pretty good, pretty happy with this one. I picked this up at an unlikely place for double deck cassette player. It was the Reuse It store in Simcoe, Ontario. I think I paid 12 bucks for it, which is okay. I think Goodwill and Value Village, these type of things are starting to be around $12 anyway, for like if you're looking at VCR DVD combos. VCRs tend to be cheaper still, but like anything a little bit bigger or this size typically seems to be about $12 for me. So turning $12 into $85, plus shipping, pretty happy with that. And very fast too. This sold within the week it was listed, it was sold. Next up, this Russell Martin jersey, a really cool one. I believe he's somehow associated right now with the World Baseball Classic Team Canada. I don't think he's playing. I think he's like in managing or coaching or something like that. I believe that's probably why this sold. Baseball season is coming up as well. We're into spring training already, so could have something to do with that. But this was a giveaway at the Rogers Center. I picked this up at a small little thrift store in Elmer, Ontario for I think $4. I don't think it was a part of a video or anything like that, but nice one. This was a giveaway from the Rogers Center, like I said, and it sold for $40 plus on Poshmark here. So the buyer pays the shipping. You get if you don't know about Poshmark, essentially how it works is you list it a lot like eBay, but when you sell the item, Poshmark just sends you a label through Canada Post, and that's it. You don't have to pay for it. The buyer pays for all that kind of stuff. For this, somewhere, I don't think it'll show me right here if I scroll down. So I sold it for $40. I can't remember what the exact fees are in this, but I'm guessing I probably made something like 32 bucks. I'm just guessing that the fees are about $8 on this. pretty good though. If you're not into Poshmark, you should check it out. It's a great place to sell used clothing and shoes and stuff like that, even toys. Definitely check out Poshmark Canada if it's new to you. Now you guys seen me pick this up in my last video. I did post this on Instagram that I sold it so fast. I think I actually, before the video was even out of me picking this video up, I had already sold it, which all that happened within a few days. And this thing was a beast to ship. So normally what I would do, I would bubble wrap the TV and I would put it snugly into a box, okay? And then you would get a slightly bigger box, and then, you'd fill it with, you know, packing paper or peanuts or void. You want it tight in the first box. Then then you slide it into a second box and you fill it up again, and then that's how you ship it. Now this one happened to be, it fit in 18 by 18 by 18 box. I think I cut it down to 15, you know, this way, but it was 18 by 18. It barely fit on the sides. It had a little room on the end, and I couldn't find a 20 by 20 box. So what I wound up doing is getting some of these. Okay, so they're out of season right now, but yeah, these are pool noodles, if you can see that. I paid $1.50 for these at, not Dollarama, Dollar Tree, I believe, or something like that. And I cut them in sections. So I think, like I said, I think it was 15 high. So I had 15 sections, or 15-inch sections, and I put this all along the front of the screen. And then I stuffed this around in the sides and in the back, and then on the top of the TV to give it some added protection. So since I couldn't do the double box method, which I normally do with small TVs, I decided to go with the pool noodles. So all I did is cut them in half and then tuck them in there. So everything was very secure. I also shipped this UPS ground 1 to 3 days. So this wasn't going to be in transit for 10 days or a week or something like that. This thing should be there now. I should check the tracking to see if it's there. But I think I just dropped everything off at Stallion for this. So it was UPS ground, but it was through Stallion Express. I dropped everything off Wednesday. When I'm recording this right now, it is Friday, so just a few days ago. So it should be arriving really soon, and you know, fingers crossed that it doesn't get broken or anything like that. But I did a really good job of packing the front of the TV and the sides of the TV so that, you know, it protects basically the screen. Somebody drops it and it breaks something inside. There's nothing I can really do about that. But yeah, essentially that is how I shipped this TV, with a different method with the pool floaties or the noodles. And I think it seemed to be pretty secure, and I'm gonna guess it's gonna get there just fine. I'll let you know if something bad happens, you know, either on Instagram or in an update later on YouTube. All right, this is another Etsy sale. Now this was a jersey that I think I found at Goodwill in Tillsonburg, Ontario for $14.99. It is a Michael Vick jersey. He's probably not the most popular guy around, but the jerseys still do sell. Yeah, so this is a Reebok vintage jersey, extra large. It went somewhere weird too. Like, I want to say this went to the UK or something like that. It definitely wasn't in the United States or Canada, and I was surprised at how cheap it was to ship as well. It was about $10 to ship this. And this was on Etsy. Oh, this one went to Australia, and that's what surprised me as well, because I actually only have, or I thought I only had picked Canada and US, but for this one, I think I'm maybe, normally I delete the worldwide listings and just add the US as a secondary option. I think on this one I must have left worldwide and left it at $8 shipping. And I was a little worried when it sold, and I seen Australia. I thought, oh no, what's this gonna cost me? But it only wound up costing me, I think, like $9 to $10, something like that. It was really cheap, actually, really reasonable. So happy with this one. I should look at more international shipping options like that. I'm just always afraid of getting burned, especially because I don't do calculated shipping. I'm a big fan of just doing flat rate shipping, where I know how much I'm going to charge per country or per area, or however I have it set up. It's definitely figured out in a way that works for me. So next up we have these Levi's. This is another Poshmark sale. So these are I picked these up in a video. I think we were at Onward Thrift, and it was fill a bag for $5, and I think I only put maybe 4 or 5 things in the bag, but this was one of the things. So it would cost me a dollar something for this, and they sold for $19. I probably made about $14 on these jeans, roughly. That's kind of a guess. It could be a little more, a little less. But pretty good. They sold fast enough within a few weeks for $19, plus buyer pays shipping, obviously, on Poshmark, so we don't have to worry about shipping. But pretty awesome. Just a red pair of Levi's 720 high-rise women's skinny jeans, and they did sell pretty quickly. Next up, these Nike boots. These ones actually, I don't think I took a great picture of them rolled down. Let's see if I can look quick here. Inside there's a print. Maybe just right there you can see. They're meant to roll down. I guess I realized this after I listed them, that was sort of the style, that you could roll them down and there's, you know, a print inside of them. Pretty cool boots though. I feel like somebody who wants them or were looking for something like this probably knew that anyway. I picked these up at Goodwill for I think like 10 bucks, around 10 bucks. I know it was in Tillsonburg, Ontario, so it's usually between $8 and $12 is usually where it is. Sometimes they get crazy with those prices and get way too high, but Tillsonburg usually keeps it reasonable within that price range. So these sold for $65 plus shipping. They shipped out in just a nice little box. I think it cost me $12 to ship them. It was really reasonable, and they sold within, I'm gonna say within a couple weeks of listing them. Next up, we have this LL Beam jacket. It's just a button-up jacket with it's like, I don't know what you call this inside, quilted, or it's, you know, it's a heavier jacket. It's a nice little work jacket for the fall and the spring, or even those summer nights to get a little cooler that you want a jacket on. This guy at a large and an LL Beam ain't gonna fit me, so I definitely threw this thing up for sale. It'd be a little snug, you know. Maybe when I was in high school, I could pull off a large, but it's gotta be XL or bigger these days. Pretty nice little jacket though. I would've, like I said, kept this. It sold for, I think $35. If it's wrong, I will correct it on the screen, but I believe I sold this for a best offer of $35 plus shipping. This went in a poly bag, regular mail. Pretty cheap to ship this thing out. I think it cost me something like $8 to $12. It's really reasonable, very lightweight for a jacket, and you know, pretty nice. LL Beam jackets like this do sell well. This one is not vintage or anything like that. It's more modern, but still a very nice jacket. So next up are these UGG boots. They were my wife's. She was recently going through her shoes and getting rid of some stuff. She got rid of some Converse, these Uggs. I think we got these thrifting maybe a couple years ago. She wore them for a winter. She's moved on to some different boots. These ones are still in great shape. They only had one minor flaw in them, which I think I pointed out. If we keep going down the pictures here, yeah. In the back, there was this little piece missing here. I did condition these with a leather conditioner, and that's why they look a little darker brown. I assume over time they'll go back to a little lighter tan color, but these did sell for $30. You know, buyer paid shipping, obviously, on Poshmark. This is a pretty good one. If you find UGG boots like this, you can definitely still pick them up. They will sell pretty fast. They don't sell for as much money as they used to, but they do sell pretty quick, especially, you know, I would say spring, fall. Those are ideal times to wear these. These would not be great winter boots, I wouldn't think, but you know, a lot of times when it's a little cooler outside, these boots, I think, are pretty popular with women and men, actually.
They're boots.
Those are not boots.
They're Uggs. That's Australian for boots.
They're ladies' shoes.
Well, Tom Brady wears them.
Yeah, well, Tom Brady gets away with a lot of shit.
All right, last but not least, another eBay sale. Now this is the U of A basketball shirt or basketball crew neck. Same thing, I picked this one up at Onward Thrift. Maybe you guys remember that. It was the fill a bag, much like the Levi's, so I was into this about $1. I couldn't find a comp for this, but there was similar U of A just crew necks that sold for around 40 or 50 bucks. So I listed this one for $40, and I got, you know, I got the sale within a couple weeks, and it's a pretty nice one. It's a little thin for a crew neck, but it is definitely from the 80s or 90s. I didn't put a year in it exactly because I wasn't sure. It definitely is old. It definitely is pretty cool crew neck. So the A of U basketball crew neck, $40 plus shipping out the door. All right, now if you stuck around this far, thank you so much. I wanted to share one more thing with you, and this is just a little bit of like thinking out of the box and sourcing different places. And I posted this on my Instagram. Now this is really neat. It's a Nightmare Before Christmas. I'll try to show right there. Hot Topic, Funko 2002. I'm trying to read. It's backwards in my on my computer screen here, but it says Funko LLC 2002, made in Mexico. Hot Topic exclusive. It's a Nightmare Before Christmas with my boy Oogie Boogie right there. Pretty sweet. It's a nice little deck, and it is Funko. It's got the little Funko thing on it. It has a sale price here of $103. It also has a sale price here of $70.99. Now what happened here is Hot Topic had a sale on that was buy something and get another one for $1. So I went in there thinking, hey, maybe I can find some cool Funko Pops, stuff like that. So we went in there, I didn't really find too much, and I seen these boards. I'm like, does this apply to the boards too? Yeah, sure it does. So I looked them up, and these things sell for about $150 to $200. So I picked one up for $70.99. They charged me $1, and on my bill it says $71.99. I don't know why I didn't have to pay tax on them, but pretty cool. So I got 2 of these boards for basically $71. So I'm gonna do pretty good on them. I'd like to keep one and hang it up, but we'll see. If I sell one, maybe I'll keep the other one. I shouldn't. I don't really need it, but I really like it. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure. Hopefully I can at least sell one of them and, you know, be in the profit, and then I can figure out if I really want to keep one or if I'd rather sell it. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content. Till next time, take care, stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.